turning tickets into when he's not too busy turning tickets into diamonds. Mike's checking out crime scenes and learning that a reunion party is being planned for all his friends. Because Mike here is the only loser who stayed in Derry, Maine. Let's see where the others wound up. Bill Denborough, played by James the Split McAvoy, is now an author living in California, where his latest book is being turned into a Warner Brothers movie starring his wife Audra, who's played by Jess Weitzler of Heat. Too bad she and the movie's director, actual filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich, thinks that Bill is bad at writing endings.
You said you liked the ending. That was a lie.
It's a running joke throughout the movie that evokes the most common criticism of Stephen King's story, since Bill is, after all, a Stephen King stand-in. Eddie Kasprak, played by James Ransone, lives in New York City and works for an insurance company. He's married to a woman who's so reminiscent of his mother, she's actually played by the same actor, Molly Atkinson.
I love you, Mommy.
Stanley Uris, played by Andy Bean, is also married and very comfortable as an accounting firm partner in Atlanta, Georgia, while Ben Hanscom is a bachelor architect and is introduced with a fun little fake-out. Because at first, you might think this dude in the boardroom is Ben, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that too, since this guy is Brandon Crane, who played young Ben in the 1990 miniseries. But no, our Ben is this hottie hot Skyping in from home, played by New Zealand actor Jay Ryan. Rounding out the losers are Bill Hader as Richie Tozier, a successful stand-up in Chicago, and Jessica Chastain as Beverly Marsh, a big-time fashion designer in New York. Hader and Chastain were both pretty much cast while the first movie was being made. I mean, Finn Wolfhard asked specifically for Hader himself.
That asshole Finn decided to throw my name in the mix.
And Jessica Chastain had been friends with the Muschettis for a while, having starred in their 2013 horror film, Mama. It was actually really fun to see this clip in the Summers of It documentary.
I can record it, so it's posterity if it ever happens. It will be recorded. I would like for Chastain to play Beverly, just the adult. It's something you can pull when we get it.
Although Beth no longer has to live with her abusive, douchey father, it looks like she married an abusive, douchey husband in his stead. Mike calls all of these losers in turn, and although none of them remember their childhoods in Derry, he asks them to come back immediately. A request that causes various reactions, including shaky hands, balcony puking, and T-boning. Oh, and a symbolic divorce. Good for her. Of course, the most severe reaction comes from Stan, who can't bear to keep the promise he made all those years ago. So instead, he kills himself in the bathtub by slitting his wrists with a razor. It's a sad moment, obviously, but a bit more subdued than how they did it in the miniseries. Looks like they did shoot him writing it on the wall in his blood, but I guess they cut it from the final film. That's all fine, but I just wish his wife still did a crazy scream. After Mike finishes lighting the beacons of Derry, we go back in time again to show that Henry Bowers survived his plunge down the Niebel house well, which, gotta point out, validates the way I handled it 2 years ago. The movie leaves newcomers thinking Henry is dead, but I think he'll be back, because it would be a drastic change from the source material to not have him in part 2. Damn, past James, slow the fuck down, though. Also, Henry pops out of the sewer alongside a bunch of soggy dead kid bodies, but I'm not gonna count them right now. I'll explain more at the end. Henry was arrested for murdering his father Butch, so he's spent the past 27 years in a psych ward. Adult Henry is played by Keith Grant, who was the only good part of that bullshit Leprechaun origin story. Grant does a great job mimicking Nicholas Hamilton's mannerisms as the character, which is also the case for all of the adult cast. They were all very serious about capturing the character as portrayed by the younger cast members.
We were the ones who were hoping we did well, but now and everyone else, like the adult versions, are coming to us and saying we hope we do well for you.
I wanted them to like me so bad.
It helped that at the end of the first film's production, the kid actors all wrote letters in character to their older selves. That's some nice pre-made role prep, you know? Henry Powers gets a visit from zombie Patrick Hockstetter, a change from the miniseries' Zombie Bell, which was itself a change from the book Zombie Vid. What a wonderful variety of zombie greasers. Hockstetter creepy crawls up to Bowers and gives him his old knife back. And this is why zombie visitors usually aren't allowed. The losers all head to Jade of the Orient, the finest Chinese restaurant in the culinary capital of Derry, Maine. Hugs are exchanged, some more sexually charged than others, and self-deprecating jokes are made.
You two look amazing. What's up? fuck happened to me?
Although there are some hilarious moments of awkwardness,
Oh, look at these guys.
it's alright. They have a good time, because it's alright. They're best friends again in no time, palling around and making mama jokes at each other.
She'll put her arm around me and she'll whisper to me.
And to no one's surprise, that bit was improvised by Bill Hader. In addition to Hutch Keys, the out-of-town losers are also starting to remember things from their childhood again. Hell, even Bill Stutter makes a minor comeback. Of course, Mike has never forgotten anything, since he never left Derry. So after the gang finally remembers Pennywise, Mike tells them that he's back again. In fact, it returns to Derry every 27 years as a sort of evil phantom. He reminds them of the old thing to come back if it ever did.
That's why I brought you back. That's why you're here.
Ben notices that Stanley's not there, but it's not until their fortune cookies arrive that they find out why. Their one-word fortunes end up spelling out a sentence. Stanley just couldn't cut it. Maybe those words are a coincidence, though, y'all. You can't just be jumping because, oh, your cookies have gross little baby bugs in them. You went that way. And eyeballs. Alright, yeah, maybe something evil is going on here. They beat the shit out of the table, then try to leave, and they should be alright as long as Richie doesn't mistake any minor fans for Pennywise on their way out. Fuck you, alright? Oof, maybe next time. They call Stanley's